as I sit down to prepare for my practice, I was inspired to share this for you to help you maybe be inspired for your practice. Before you can be in a state to receive or hear wisdom and knowledge, you need to prepare your body. It's like you wouldn't show up in front of an expert of their field and just stare at them and hope you would get the thing you needed. You have to be prepared to receive their wisdom. You may prepare by reading their book, understanding their work, having a few questions you'd like to ask them. The quality of their answers will depend on your level of ability to receive. So by doing these practices, you open your body up to be able to receive greater wisdom, greater heart-led guidance. And it just becomes this beautiful intuitive dance and flow. I listened to Matthias DiStefano, and he talks a lot about how here in the 3D, we don't actually have free will, and it's an illusion. And I had to sit with that and be curious about that, because he said, we're a product. Our 3D form is a product of the 5D creation. So maybe we do have free will, but we have to go back up into the 5D. Some people would say the Akashic, and recreate it and bring it back down here now into the 3D. So I think there's more of a feedback loop versus we're just pawns and we're powerless, because I don't think that's the case personally. But I do think our creative potential lies outside of the 3D realm. It's an energetic thing. It has to be formed there first, and then it comes down into the physical realm. So we get our bodies attuned and open and resonant with higher guidance and wisdom, where we can then go and co-create, because we're not in a 3D state, but then we come back into our 3D bodies and we move with greater awareness and love in our heart, peace and ease. It's grounded in the concept that all is well. All things are always working out for me, even if they don't look like it. Louise Hayes has a lot of beautiful affirmations around that. And so by doing that, we become more of a conscious co-creator. And we're not doing it from fear or scarcity or lack or control or hustle and striving to force something into existence. We do the work energetically, we prepare our bodies to do the work physically, and we move from a place of an alignment, knowing that there's still going to be work that needs to be done. We're in a physical world. Work will need to be done. But it'll come from a place of alignment versus misalignment. I do it with breathing and sound and walking. Nothing costs money. Nothing requires me to have a subscription. You can even do it in your bare feet, right? Like, you don't need shoes to walk. I mean, it makes it more comfortable. But really, there's no barrier. Your sound comes from you. You sing. It doesn't matter what note it is. It doesn't matter if it's a song. It doesn't matter if it sounds good. How does it feel in your body when you make weird sounds or just sounds in general? Try it out. That's what mantra is, chanting is, right? They're seed syllables that create a specific energetic frequency, as we're taught by the ancient masters. Now, we have our own unique seed syllables within us. So if you notice you're humming a tune constantly, or making a certain tone constantly, that might be your seed syllable for you, and that's unique for you. So trust it. You don't need to learn mantra. You can create your own. You'll know intuitively by how it feels in your body. That's why I resonate with light language so much. More so because of there's just this tone coming in, and I can feel the waves of energy, and it's beautiful. And if you don't do light language, no big deal. Just hum, sound, tone, make any noise. And then breathing, we do it all the time. It doesn't cost you anything. It's not regulated by anyone. Learning different breathing techniques might be helpful. There is a technique that I like, and it's the 4-7-8. But I also like box breathing. So 4-4-4-4 doesn't work for everybody. 4 in, 6 out. Heart-brain coherence is said to happen at around a 5 and a 5 count. But play around with that, because again, you're unique. What works for you? There's all these different techniques, not because one's better or the more right one, but because there's options for what works for you in a particular situation and circumstance. The goal with the breathing, though, is just to tune into your body, focus on your breath. And by doing that, you keep your brain kind of somewhat stimulated and the monkey mind kind of slows down a bit. But it also signals to your nervous system and your physiological body that it's time to just relax and things are safe. And it can focus on higher level functions versus base survival skills. Use your discernment with this too, right? Am I saying something that resonates? Are you curious to try something? What works for you? What works for me might not work for you. You might require something different. Maybe different movement, maybe different sounds, maybe different breathing. But honestly, those three are the gateway in to anything else. Now, it might help if you have a crystal you like to focus on or something beautiful piece of artwork. Maybe you have a little altar where you can direct your focus and intention on. And so this I offer to you because for me, I can do my work without doing these practices, but these practices enhance what I do because it aligns my vibrational energetic field. And that brings more resonance with higher knowing and wisdom that then I'm a conduit to receive, right? I'm tuning my radio dial to receive the signal that I wish to receive. If you think of us as like a radio, we have different frequencies, and depending on which bandwidth we're on, we're going to get certain things come into our lives. And it's not a blame thing. Oh, you're bad. You're low vibration. We're harmony. A song that was only one note would be boring. So we have to go in harmony, right? Like we have highs and we have lows, and then we're in concert with other people who have highs and lows. And together it creates a symphony of our life. If you think of it like that, that's kind of beautiful. And it doesn't mean anything's wrong. It just is. Oh, this experience has come into my life. I must be needing to learn something from this. What is it? This really sucks. I don't like this. Or that was really incredible. How do I recreate that experience? So I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to your comments. How did you go when you did it? What happened for you? What works for you? You know, I think if we start sharing this data bank of all this wisdom we all share, that we don't really necessarily share with others, it's just so intuitive and innate for us, we get to spread that information. So leaving comments really helps because I like to scroll comments and I like to look at your comments. And I know other people do as well. Much love and gratitude and appreciation. Thank you for shining your great, bright, white light in the universe at this time here on Earth. And many blessings, much love, and I'll see you on the next one.